Yo, all right, what's going on? Do we have What's up, everybody? I'm waiting for the thumbs up from Camilla. All right. We're live on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, and outside 2021. We're going to be here all day. Bitcoiners. I'm joined here to kick things off with a pleb crew. The crew. What's up, Chris?
Hey, what's up?
You
Great. Happy to be here.
like, oh,
Wrong. Should I suck on?
I'm listening.
I am
Hold on.
blown the integrity of the people. Bitcoin. I've been here for 3 days, up to in the morning every. Just like very cool people. Oh way.
See, puppy guy bounce. What are you feeling, man?
You know what? It's absolutely. You get this euphoric feel when you first arrive here. I've been in this space not quite 4 years. There's so many friendships, basically by shit posting and memeing, doing our little talks. Yeah, podcast. We had Jim on, but all these people, these guests have been great. And you get to them, albeit virtually. But when you meet everyone for the first time, man, it's just been bro hugs. All
He and I were like hugging for like 5 minutes last night. Like we haven't seen each other in 30 years. It's crazy.
It's like it's true, man. You're old friends, man. You're old friends, like Gigi and BTC. It's like they're family, man. You've known them so long.
Yeah, it's going on, man. That feeling, and we've been talking a lot. It's like it's completely new for humanity. What, 15 years or something maybe that we've been spending so much time together online, and then of course during the era of COVID, being locked down and everything. Swan has launched this entire company completely virtually. This is the first time I've met a lot of this out in the hang out with them. Same thing with all the Bitcoiners on Twitter. That there's that weird feeling we thing. You know, you meet these people who you feel first time in person, and it's weird. How to describe it?
Feel long. I met like 100 strangers. All feel like. I mean,
No, you're good. You're
but
good.
it might
you're
be
good.
fine.
You're good. A little bit. Yeah, and it's and so, gentlemen, you know, this is a bullish event. Like the vibes here are amazing. The line block for like 3 hours, I heard, or something like that. People got in at this point. Most people got in. They got that out. But you know, somebody came up to me and was like, "Show me a video of the line." Like, this is the most bullish thing I've ever seen.
Bullish, super bullish.
Yeah, we arrived, and I'm not gonna lie, we were way around the corner, and walked up front to see where the hell's the beginning of this, and I walked around. Look, man, I played the fucking puppy card. I'll admit it.
For real? The puppy card works?
No, I saw Gigi up there. Hey, Gigi, man, what's up? But hey, I want to see. So I don't know if you guys have seen the lineup in there, but man, I already had like Nick Zaba was on stage, Ron Paul. Then you come out with you have Michael Saylor and Max Kaiser together on. I don't know how's it get more bullish than that.
Did any of you guys get to see those?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying because I snuck in with Gigi.
Right,
I didn't get to see.
Lucky you.
Standing room only, though, man. Standing room only. They're trying to get people out because of fire codes or something, but
no way.
They could have had triple the seating, I think, and every seat would have been full.
That's amazing, man. So what did they talk about? I did not catch it at all. I was out here hanging out in the Swan Dome.
Yeah, Nick Zaba did History of Money for the most part. The Ron Paul was fantastic. Coming on talking about liberty and freedoms. And so for Jim, that's right up his alley, man.
And I missed it. I'm gonna have to go watch it, next week. Unfortunately, I couldn't get here early enough. When I got here, that line was insane. I didn't have to pull a puppy, but I did get ahead of a lot of the line because I knew a couple of people and I didn't have to wait. But unbelievable. I will say, I love the fact they put this together, but that was a misstep. They should have figured out a faster way to get 12,000 people in here, but whatever.
Absolutely.
It's all right, man. This is what it is.
It is bullish, though. Everyone wants to come. That's the best part.
Yeah, we're all having fun, though.
Oh, yeah.
We're all having
I
fun.
was going to say, fucking Chris over here, that watch is fantastic, man. That's it.
Don't waste your money on this. Buy some more fucking dick.
Yeah, how many sats did you, brother?
Too many.
All right, Chris. So, what you been thinking about this weekend? Just Bitcoin in general. How you feeling? And you've been thinking about anything in particular that we should dive into?
Well, actually, I just got into town this morning. I live in Orlando, so it only took an hour flight to come here. I didn't want to drive. I'm just excited to meet everybody that I see online on Twitter. I know we're always in these Skype, not Skype, but how old is that? Skype. We're always in these Zoom chats chatting with you guys and Corey and everyone at the team, just making the best out of what we can do, So I'm just happy to be here. I want to just try to orange pill anybody that's not already orange pilled, So I'm just here to support, show love, say hi to everybody. And I'm just bullish as fuck, man.
You've been, converting people on Clubhouse and teaching people on Clubhouse very patiently every day, I think. Are you still?
We went from December up until I took a little break. I've been on a little break. It gets tiring.
Yeah.
From December up until I would say April, every day. Bitcoin, of course, getting everybody enrolled / Bitcoin Chris for $10 if you haven't already done that. But yeah, just showing the love because I understand the power of this. We all do understand the power of this. It's freedom, it's liberty, it's sovereignty, and we just got to spread that message,
That's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Beautiful, man. I hear you. Jim, what have you been thinking about lately? Like, what's on your mind about Bitcoin? What are you excited about or what you worried about?
I'm not worried about too much. I'm excited about everything. And excuse my voice, 3 nights in a row of hanging out with Bitcoiners till 3 a.m. That'll do it to you. Just thinking about what Chris was just saying and your question. For anybody who's tuning into this brand new that may not really understand Bitcoin, I'm going to say it like this. Money is the most important invention humans have ever invented. So it's all trades. It's the most valuable good, the most important good. And government money. So I think of Bitcoin as an important invention in all of humanity. One day, everybody will get that. I like to refer to it as a tuning fork, and it will align ideologies behind a solid form of money. All depends on you can trade, can prosper, and all to come together around this thing and be happier, less violence, less bad shit, and more good shit. This is the most important in all of human history. If you don't understand it, please take the time. Don't trust out. This is this space.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I'm preaching. Oh, that's beautiful to hear, man. You've got that pitch down. Have you seen an increase in real world, like normie friends come and ask you about Bitcoin, and are they receptive to your preaching?
So I found out a long time ago, when you talk about anything that's outside of your expertise. So I'm a builder. Many people know I build houses. Nobody wants to take financial advice from me. So for years, no one paid attention until the price went bananas 6 months ago. And all my normie friends realized, oh shit, should have listened to Jim. Killed a bunch of people since, and they're very happy, but they're very resistant. And if you're not a technical guy, a computer guy, or a finance guy, don't be offended when they don't pay attention, because you're out of your lane. And it's just the way it is. That's how life is. That's how people are. And just try your best. Keep a strong hand. Show them over time that they were wrong. And you will get that respect that when they dissed you and thought you were nuts. So
I hear you, man.
yeah.
Pubby, do you think that like how much education is required really to make a Bitcoiner? Like, is it sort of this thing where we're at like kind of slowly building people still, because it does take a little while to kind of get over that hump? Or at some point, do you think we're just getting to the point where like people don't need to know about it because they're just going to it's going to be used by everyone?
Yeah, it's a great point. Bitcoin, it was, your aim.
Yeah.
I think it's once you buy it, that's when you really start learning about it yourself. Some people just intuitively understand. Wow, actual digital scarcity. It makes it worth $1 million a coin for me, man.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
a lot of people.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. What do you think is the most valuable part of Bitcoin?
What do I think is the most valuable part about Bitcoin? Self-sovereignty.
All right.
Being able to do what you want to do when you want to do it, and not having anyone control you or tell you what to do. I'm sure everyone here has had the bank for holiday, and if you emergency, you can't do anything, or you can only withdraw $500 from the ATM. And what if your emergency is $1,000? You're shit out of luck,
Yep.
So just to be able to move and transact and to do what you want, when you want, how you want, that's priceless. That is priceless.
I got to add to what he said. When I got here and went to get the rental car, I went to pay for it with my debit card, and it went past the bank's limit. And I'm standing there like, what? I can't take the rental car? I end up having to call the number on the back of the card and go through some computer to say it's okay, it's really me. And I'm sitting there complaining to the guy like, that's my money they won't let me use. Bitcoin fixed that.
Bitcoin fixes that. Absolutely.
Bitcoin fixes this. I've been talking to Alex Gladstein this week and to see him in person and get to know him. He's been absolute fire lately, just slaying with some incredible essays and work. And I think he's talking about something that's really important, a narrative that we need to reestablish and build out at this point in time in particular, which is, Bitcoin for freedom and money. We're going to see like Bitcoin be increasingly politicized. Part of it is, I think a big part of it's going to be this, energy FUD. It's going to make it a red-blue issue on the energy FUD side. That's a big risk. Alex couching as American money, freedom money, as upholding the values that America was founded upon, right? For freedom, for individual liberty, right? And we've worked toward establishing those values over time, and they obviously weren't perfect when the country was founded, but we've move toward making them perfect. The founding fathers hate central banking, hated it. They knew this is not an unknown thing, right? But the wool has been pulled over humanity's eyes yet again, and here we are. So, what do you guys think about this narrative of America? Bitcoin is for America. Is it something you guys think that we need to talk about more?
Yeah. I mean, Bitcoin is American as apple pie. That's what I like to say.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, it's freedom.
I was going to say it's even beyond just American values, man. These are world values, and it's easy for the elite to talk about. Oh my God, you're boiling the oceans. But let me tell you something, man. For anyone that lives in Venezuela, Lebanon, Argentina, this is a lifeline, man.
Yep.
This is a lifeline to them.
Absolutely.
And it's beyond American values. This is just about.
Yeah.
And that's the best thing on the Bitcoin, man. Be part of life, man. And it's pretty cool, man. I don't care if some people are upper middle class, wealthy. Some are lower class. So they're working, making $20,000. This guy shows up in spaces all the time from England. I hope he's listening. But that dude shows up in all the spaces, but he has a job as a security guard at night, and it's the most brilliant job in the world. Because all he does is listen to podcasts and jump in spaces. But nice. Bitcoin's for everyone, man. That's the beautiful part about it.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful.
I have to say, when I think about growing up as a kid, it was always about America is the freest country in the world. You can do whatever you want here. And I really didn't realize that I was a tax slave for all those years. I didn't see it because they don't want you to know. And Bitcoin really does, embrace that. Going to do, it's doing, and we are at the cusp of a worldwide revolution. This is going to be talked about a century from now. Who were those brave souls that took a stand, dug their heels in, and said, F you to those parasites that are stealing our time, our valuable time. We got this thing rolling, and 5 generations from now, we are going to be like legends. We might not be known by our names, but as a group of people, everybody in this room is a legend. All you folks out there are legends. Everybody. Woo!
Yeah, what's interesting? What you're talking about, American money or whatever. What's been the most fascinating part about this whole scandemic, as I call it, the countries with the most draconian laws and lockdowns are Western countries. Canada, fuck you, Canada, for one. I love the people there. Some of my best friends, but the government there in Australia. So shout Stefan Lavera, couldn't make it. The laws they are locked down. They're in prison. And
the whole country is a prison cell. Insane.
Someone had a great point. They said Australia's come full circle. It started out as a prison, and it's back to a prison.
Yeah.
Hard to believe.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he's trying to get out. I mean, it's just out, and he's gonna head over this direction. Is what I hear. But yes, Bobby, Surfer Jim, Bitcoin Chris.
I'm like, okay, who are you?
What handle?
Exactly. And then
What's your
like, half
Twitter
the time I know them already, which is awesome. Just never met them, don't know what they look like. Like Gigi came up to me and gave me a big hug. I'm like, okay, who are you?
Gigi, shout out Gigi. He's
Is he
back
here?
there. Yeah, he's back there. What's
Yeah,
up, Gigi?
dude. He's like, he hugged me. I don't even know who he is. Some guy with a beard. I'm like, holy shit. I didn't recognize him, of course. And I'm like, I tweeted out like, I didn't recognize him because he didn't blend into the background.
Yeah.
It was just great though, because it's like we were old friends, like instantly old friends. It's unbelievable.
It's so good.
It was a hug fest last night, man, for sure. Everywhere you went, man, just meeting everyone. Because what's cool is usually everyone goes back to their homes and they maybe have one or two people to meet in person.
Yeah.
If that about Bitcoin. Then you come here and like you're swimming in the sea of Bitcoiners, man.
It's a I feel I know people so inspiring. And
It's
Thanks for having us.
that's uh, uh,
yeah, man. The conference. Brecky off to. He's supposed to be here producing the show, but yeah. So yeah. All right. So let's talk. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
It's good. It's good to see you. I'm gonna like.
Ready for my talk. Trying to take it easy. Trying to decide if I should get tipsy. If I should be, do I want to be entirely sober or not? I feel like it might be better. If I get a drink or two in me.
You think so?
Yeah.
Dude, that's a tough call. Because if it you know does not well, then it's you can't go.
Take care of this.
All right, so talk about 50 million bullets, which in itself is bullet because that's a lot more big content. Time, you know, it's been a lot of fun now. There, sponsor, which is great. This guy Swan is like
Yeah. So I wanted to talk if you could you go on the show and something. It's like, well, I mean, I'll come on the show, but I don't work with Swan. It's like, don't you like own it? Can you start that shit?
yeah, it's Swan Bitcoin. It's Swan Bitcoin. Yeah, man.
I'm still suing the hell out of you guys.
Hey, dude, we dropped it in. Talk to me that you really appreciated. I mean, I know Gladstein's been on its air. You recorded like 3 of his recently.
Yeah, Gladstein's been killing it lately.
So Brandon, tell us the story from this weekend, man. Something inspiring, interesting. What have you learned? I know you just taught an exams of mycelium and Bitcoin. Did Nick Slava teach you anything or any? Mike, bud. Sorry, it's background noise.
What is this? This monstrous thing around with me just to be pretty, and people still can't look at the dragon myths. I still fly thousands of miles a day. It's real. You can't do that. You don't see proof of stake in nature. Like proof of stake is not that. It is a complete loss. Oh wow, what did you do? That was magic.
The other way had.
Can you hear me? Oh wow.
Yeah.
For a second, the crowd was gone.
Yeah. I'm muting mics.
Okay. That makes sense.
Anyway.
But yeah, proof of work of a people track is fascinating, right? I scream confidence. I scream the ability to have so many resources that I can waste a bunch having a pretty tail. That's me less effective at getting food or flying or anything. How beautiful is that? Thermodynamically provable.
Brandon, can you hear me? All right.
To your point there, the proof of work is thermodynamically provable. It's based in physical reality. And that tether from the physical world of energy, which you cannot forge, to this digital artifact that we create from that, enables this incorruptible system on which no human greed or fallibility can manipulate. And if you have this immovable object at the base layer of society, values and incentives, and it's not going to change, right? It is like this deep, strong foundation upon which you can build higher. Right? In engineering, you can only go as high as the foundation is, right? And so, what will society look like after we have infrastructure that we can look 100, 200, 300 years in the future and legitimately build projects that way, instead of this just-in-time, hyper-efficient economy that's also fragile, and all the waste that comes with that, and all the, that's the economy. And what does that do to an individual? It corrupts the individual to follow your incentives, right? We're no better than incentives, and if the incentives corrupt you, it just destroys society.
There's such a vast misallocation of resources. Real price signals, they are determinant for how to rate at all costs and trade-offs and the price of these are decisions in truth. We're not making decisions about the real world, we're making decisions about perceptions of wrong. That's not falsehood. The same thing happens in the economy. The economy is an evolutionary process of we do it collectively, we can do it in the virtual with our minds and our ideas, connect us in the infrastructure that makes that lets us communicate as a single organism together rather than individual organic evolution. And in doing so, if you have the wrong signals, if your kidneys telling you the wrong thing about your body, you're going to get sick, your shit's going to go all out of whack. And that's what we have right now. We have bad signaling across the economy that's telling us a lie about the state of the world. And the ability to have sound, to reintroduce sound money is going to make the organism healthy again. It's going to make the economy on a proper path of evolution. It's going to give real prices. What is that? Is that deliciousness?
I think we have some baklava. All right, baklava. This is from Bitcoin OG Mandrick, who's somewhere in the house, I would imagine. He doesn't eat this stuff himself, but he gives it out. I don't know about that. Yeah, you play with it. Audio adjustment for a moment. All right. I'm gonna put on Pritzker to work. The musician.
Oh, this guy knows his stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So, how's the baklava?
Delicious.
Outrageous.
Yeah. And with him, the legends. And of course, you guys saw it. I don't know if you guys know who I am, but I'm Miko.
What's
I
up?
recognize the face.
Miko?
Yeah, dude.
What's your last name?
From Simply Bitcoin, bro. You've been on my show.
Bitcoin, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's me.
Yeah, in real life.
Nico's hopping in, man.
What's up, dude?
Welcome.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, bring him in.
On this, son. Get out on it.
What's up, baller?
Nico, my boy, how are you?
What's up, dudes?
Not a whole lot, mate. This guy's got the mic magic right here.
Bro, you guys have it kicking in this tent.
Tell me about your Miami experience.
Swan Dome is where it's at.
Bro, I live here. I've lived here since, as you can tell my accent, since I was a little kid. So you want to talk to me about Miami experience? I'm Miami the fuck out, man. I can't do it anymore. So what you guys are experiencing for the first time, I've been living that for like 15 years. So welcome. And be careful because this city is designed to steal your money.
That's why I didn't bring any Bitcoin.
That's a very good idea,
I just got a
bro.
lightning wallet so I can play. That's all I got.
Any good
The plebs.
You have any good interactions or
The pleb party was fire last night. Were you at the pleb party?
Man, look. Here's the thing, and I tweeted about this the other day. Like, bro, listen. If you don't save your energy, you won't make it through the weekend. You know. So look, today's a big day. There's a party tonight. Tomorrow I speak. And then there's the big 2021 after party. So it's through the whole time. You know, do you want your liver to survive? You know, you gotta pace yourself. So I took it easy this week.
Probably a good strategy.
You know, by the way, F Coinbase, F all that. You guys gotta get on Swan, the best place to buy your Bitcoin. That's what's up.
Coinbase sucks. Coinbase is a problem. It's still been showing Doge yesterday. See that on Twitter?
Seriously? Oh yeah, I saw that.
Everybody's like, it's like the Doge spike already even happened, and they're like, God, it's embarrassing.
Bro, it's the same thing's gonna happen like it always does, right? Those people are just gonna get wrecked when the next cycle happens. You know, inevitably when we blow off the top year, early next year, those people are gonna learn the hard way, and they're gonna pay the price of tuition.
Information spreads slowly, and there is little that is as poorly understood in society as
Absolutely.
It definitely take for nobody has any idea what they're doing.
And if you're not going to be ready to hold through the volatility as well,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if you buy Bitcoin, you're going to get shaken out. And so, yeah, that price by fire, most will leave.
Jan's doing his audio engineering thing.
We're back.
No, Jan's a musician.
Got it. He's DJing.
Here, Jan. Oh, there we go. Right up on the mic, baby.
Kiss the mic, like brush your lips against it.
Mic, baby. Oh, yeah,
All
you
right,
really
just
have
like
to
up
get
right up here.
Jan has serious DJ vibes going on.
You gotta get familiar with your mic.
Very familiar with
You gotta touch it. You gotta get that good lack of social distancing.
Yeah, so for those of you who are on the live stream, you can stop commenting about how shitty the connection is, all right? We know. STFU, all right?
Gary Leland.
It's a Wi-Fi at a conference of 15,000 people, all right? We paid for some dedicated Wi-Fi, but, you know, everybody's having struggles, so. It is what it is, you know? Should have come. Just if you didn't come, you stack some sats, better.
Hey, man.
It's a commendable excuse. Right?
Mandrake, your baklava is amazing.
Hey, where is Mandrake?
Number 4 is not at all.
Yellow shirt.
Ah, I got you.
Funny that I have to talk.
Does sound better.
To communicate with you.
All right, get up right on the mic. We got an aggressive noise gate now.
I think it's working though. My audio
Pretty good.
in my ears is way better.
Absolutely way better. But you have to make sure you talk because the way a noise gate works is your decibel level, the mic turns on. All right, so if you talk a little low and it doesn't pick up, you won't hear yourself. If you don't hear yourself, it just means you gotta speak up.
Just gotta give it some oomph.
Shout out to the best tent at Bitcoin 2021. Swan, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, you digging it over
You're
here?
about to say
Love it,
BitPay.
man. This is awesome. This is where I met. Listen, I've been walking around since this morning. I went backstage. This is where I've met the biggest constant plebs. So that says a lot. I just want to say that.
Oh, in the Swan Dome?
The Swan Dome is the biggest concentration of plebs. Everywhere else, it's like you can't see them, bro. It's all strangers and shit.
Well, you know.
First, if you want the plebs, come to the Swan Dome.
Right. Plebs, come join us. We're very pleb friendly. Oh, there's a pleb right there. Just walked in.
There's a pleb. Oh, look, another pleb.
Oh
There's
my
plebs
God.
everywhere.
What's up, Poddle?
It's American Huddle in the flesh.
Huddle in the
Recognize
house.
me. Hey, bro. It's okay. Huddle. Bro, you're gonna.
don't know,
I'm gonna
man.
say
What
hi
time
to
is
Nick.
I think it's 1 o'clock. We got Gary Leland.
What's up in the house?
I schedule back up.
Big Foss in the house.
I'll be back in a few hours.
I got an idea. Should American Huddle replace me? I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, we got 10 minutes. We got 10 minutes until Greg Foss, Gary Leland, and Ben Prentice It's gonna be a fun one. We've got.
Huddle thinks he's up next.
Okay, well, no, it is what it is.
Bring him in here.
I mean, he's not scheduled until like 4 o'clock.
Schedules are hard.
At least it got him out of bed. Yeah, we got Greg Foss, Gary Leland, Ben Prentice. We got NVK. We've got BTC Sessions coming up. We got Greg Foss. Wait, that's the one I just said.
Sessions yet?
Yeah, I saw
I haven't
Sessions.
seen him.
He's actually wearing an American Huddle shirt today.
Nice.
We've got Jeff Booth, Eric Weiss, and Stephen Cole later today. That's going to be a good one. Let's see. I know we got a fire one, I think, after that. It is Robert Breedlove, Preston Pish, and Brandon Quidham. That's going to be a good one.
That's good.
Love that.
Brandon Quidham, that guy's kind of a douche.
That's what I believe. Everyone's been
He
talking
has some
about
good
it.
articles. He's got some good articles. I'll give him that.
Yeah, every once in a while, he does something good.
Not bad. I love Brandon. He's great.
Guy Swan is the forked version of Swan Bitcoin. If you notice, he has 2 ends. It's the fake Swan.
Swan Bitcoin fork. Swan Cash. You gotta have bigger DCAs, man. You got a bigger.
Yeah, man.
Can't handle your volume.
Can't handle it.
All right, let's talk about some Bitcoin. Let's give the listeners what they want to hear. Something.
Dude, have you been to
Something
the art
deep.
show? Have you been to the art show here?
No, tell me about it.
It's amazing. It is absolutely fire. The gallery is massive. Like I have yet to bids on anything, but I feel like I'm gonna price out all this. But there are so many. There's such a cool painting of like a bunch of like major bankers. Like there's like the Rothschild and stuff around the game of Monopoly, and the Monopoly board game is sitting on the backs of like a bunch of people that are like hunkered over, like underneath it. I'm just real. There's like the pyramid in the back eye and stuff. I mean, just absolutely gorgeous, and it's massive.
Oh, man,
somebody's
wow.
gonna buy it for $2 or something like that.
That's the one in the all the way back wall, right? It's large.
I think it's yeah. It's like it's a really big piece. It's a really big piece.
There's a couple by that same artist, similar style, but not as big as that.
Not as big as that one.
That's amazing.
Also saw that there were a number of pieces that are specifically requesting liquid Bitcoin, which is interesting.
Yeah, didn't Playboy do an NFT on
Yeah.
Liquid?
I guess so. Maybe that's what that is. Yeah.
What's the deal with that? Is that a good idea?
I didn't know anything about this. That was the first time I was just walking by. I was wondering what the hell it was. But it's kind of cool. Like Liquid has been kind of a slow, really slow growing thing. But it's interesting to see it more and more. Like now there's like a couple of like straight up securities on Liquid. I actually used it for the first time like a week or two ago. There was a service called Payo, and it really just swaps anything, Lightning, Liquid, or Bitcoin freely. There's no cost. There's no nothing. You can just send it Lightning, send it out Liquid, send it in Bitcoin, like send it out Lightning. It doesn't matter. It's just a free swap. It's super simple. I mean, dirt simple. It's just like a web wallet. And I did that. So I was like, all right, well, let me try this shit. And I sent it like $100 on Lightning, and then withdrew $100 on Liquid. It was all basically instant, and it cost me, I think it's like a penny, maybe, like for both fees together. And it was just so cool because, like, you begin to see, like, as these things operate as an entire protocol, that all of this stuff goes in the background. Like, you just see how easy it is to, like, scaling is not actually a major problem. You know, like, all you need is to deal with the security. You just need to know what level of security you need for what amount of capital or what sort of payment that you have. And like Lightning is kind of an ungodly, like you should not even be able to expect that amount of security for like $1 payment. You know what I mean? Like it's an unbelievable breakthrough in the context of what you usually get with your bank account. And I've been using it for a year and some change, and it works like a charm. You know?
Security and also final settlement.
Let's say again.
Final settlement with the Lightning Network, right? It's
Go
as if
close.
it's as if I handed you a physical dollar
Yeah.
from U.S. to Japan instantly, and now you have the dollar
Yeah.
across the
Yeah.
world. You're teleporting it.
Yeah.
How nuts is that?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I like your idea between base layer, liquid, lightning, and whatever else is coming. Now you have a wallet, your standard spend wallet or your banking app, and it has everything you want instantly for free. You don't have to open a channel. You don't have to know what you're doing. Your wallet tells you the cheapest way to pay or the fastest way to pay or whatever your trade-offs that you're looking for.
Yeah. And your savings just go to your hardware. That just goes to your keys because that's your value. That's your citadel, right? That's your totem. And that's what you keep on the chain. And the rest, like your payments, your spending money. I mean, hell, it is kind of. It's on chain. It's just really a beautiful concept to be able to turn a Bitcoin transaction into a network connection. You know, to redesign and reframe what even a Bitcoin transaction is that this is a network connection into into a global mesh network of payments that has an explicit amount of bandwidth. It has a proof of reserves built into it, and that's my bandwidth into the network of the global payments, remittances, like communications layer. Like that's the new language of payments. And the fact that actually it's kind of beautiful too, because as Bitcoin the asset goes up, the liquidity and availability on the Lightning Network goes up with it. You know, because the proof of reserves is denominated in sats. So if your sats go up in value, the amount of like even if Lightning is static, it continues to explode in growth. But we've been adding like 150 new active nodes a week. Lightning has been growing a lot lately.
Where is that coming from? Is there a specific demand source you can identify?
You know, I don't even know. I know Voltage is kind of blowing up because of how easy they can set stuff up. I know a lot of people have been bringing Umbrals and embassies and stuff online. Like there's a lot of like personal nodes that are just so easy to use and actually provide so much benefit now that they're really, really on the rise. I mean, like so many people in the Audio Nauts group are like, I finally got my Umbral node up, you know, like, I mean, that's 100 people that over the last couple of months, they've been adding nodes to the network.
You think it's Sphinx Chat?
Sphinx Chat, yes.
Because you have to have a node and you have to have your Lightning set up.
Yeah.
And it's having a little moment, so maybe that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, that could be a part of it too. There's so many really interesting new use cases that are finally popping up for Lightning. I mean, and the combination of Fold and Strike, I shit you not to use it every day. Like I literally do. I mean, in fact, we were bugging our Uber ride on the way over here about Bitcoin or whatever, and he was like, I don't understand. I don't do any Bitcoin or whatever. We were just kind of chatting. He's like, man, you should. It's the fucking future. And I was like, and he was, I can't remember what we were talking about. Something about just like you just need to buy it, you need to hold. And I was just like, oh shit, I remembered. I was gonna stack $100 today because of the dip from whatever the hell. I don't know. We had a couple red candles. And then while I was sitting there, I went on Strike, and just bought it right there while we were sitting there. I was like, "You're free."
Nice, man.
I think it cost me like $100 and a nickel to move, like to move $100.
Right.
That just. I got my stack in today.
Nice.
Stack some.
Came to hear how this is.
Yeah.
It's a little quiet. If you're not,
Oh, man, plebs everywhere. Everyone's
Just doing
coming.
big.
Ben Prentice in the house.
1 o'clock.
What's up, Ben? How you doing, man? Yeah. Everybody's looking for these little fans. It's hot as fire. Well, I mean, it's Miami. It's a bit sunny and beautiful, but it's also sweaty. And I wore long sleeve and long pants. I don't know if that was really stupid or not.
Bold strategy.
Bold
I
strategy.
don't know who you're trying to
Bold
impress
strategy,
here.
Cotton. Let's see if it works out for him.
And it looks like Guy Swan is up here drinking. Wait, what does it say?
No coin or tears, man.
No coin or tears.
Filtered. Wait, what's carefully filtered in 21 steps. The success of all liquid assets, no coin or tears, have been carefully collected for over 12 years by plebs with an extraordinarily low time preference. From the tear ducts of Nouriel Rabini, Jamie Dimon, and even Peter Schiff, our plebs gather no coin or tears.
Got me now?
Most salty of
Got them.
sources. Yes. Using our patented 21 steps filtration process, we remove all of the toxic salt, leaving behind a most luxurious and hydrating beverage meant only for the most discerning of Bitcoiners. That is beautiful.
Love to see it.
I'm in love with this.
John's very useful.
This should be an actual brand water.
How are we doing, guys?
I agree. We should brand this. No coin or tears. You see that on the camera?
No coin or tears by
No coin or
Swan
tears.
Bitcoin.
Check 1, 2.
12 years of collection by plebs.
All right, I'm going to jump out and let Greg Foss join this panel.
Yeah, 101. Yeah, I gotta go Gary Leland.
Break.
Taking my slot. Ben, welcome.
Thanks, y'all.
Hey, thanks, Brady.
Tell Greg Foss, and Gary Leland are up next. Tell them if we're ready in a few minutes. Tell them we're ready in a few minutes.
Greg. How we doing, Brady?
Couple minutes.
Okay.
Hold on, just a couple minutes.
Okay.
I gotta get my headphones back,
Okay.
but I can talk.
Hey, buddy.
I can lip read.
I have to yell loud.
It's loud in here. Thanks, Guy. Thanks, Brandon. That was fun.
I'll move over. You good? Mic check 1, 2, 1, 2.
Yeah, sounds good.
How are you, Greg? How are you? Great to meet you. You know who I am? Yeah, Ben Apprentice. Yes. How are you? Great. You're a legend. Stop, but thank you.
I got us here.
Oh, you know what I got? I got to get this out. I got a little towel. That's cool, eh?
All right, guys. Throw on those headphones, Foss.
Okay. Yep. Right up.
All right, guys. Listen up. You got to be right up on the mic.
Yep.
Okay? We're right up on the mic, real close the whole time. Don't look up like this. All right, we got
Test.
There you go.
Good.
There you go.
Thank you, buddy.
All right. Nice. Okay, welcome, guys. I'm excited for this panel. We got some heavy hitters here. We've got Ben Prentice of WTF 1970. What WTF happened in 1971.com.
What up?
What's up? And he's also the producer of the world's most downloaded Bitcoin podcast. what Bitcoin did. How's that going, man?
Awesome, man. I love working with Peter. He's a nut, dude, but
He's a goofball.
he's a goofball, but man, we're helping people understand Bitcoin. That's what's important, Brady.
There you go, man. We got Greg Foss in the house. What's up, buddy?
How are you guys? Nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
He came down from Canada and is here in Miami. It's a little bit down here.
Look at me. I'm a fan going. I have a till me down, and the boys beside me are calm as a cucumber. No,
Greg, you have one fan.
so I got one fan. It's right in front of me. Here it is. Thank you, Swan Bitcoin, for this cool fan.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Greg. We can help make you comfortable. We got Gary Leland here with us. Gary, of course, runs BitBlock Boom. He's got a crypto podcast he's been running for a while. It's a nice, like a 5-minute kind of update on the news and what's going on in Bitcoin. Very useful and handy to have. So how's it going, Gary, man? Good to see you.
It is going fantastic. And Greg, thanks for calling me a kid. I kind of appreciate that. I get called that every day. If someone outside hears this, bring me a bottle of water.
There you go. Hasn't been opened yet. Hey, check this out. A quick ad. We have at the Swan Dome, if you guys are thirsty, we have some no coiner tears, carefully filtered in 21 steps. Okay, this is the scarcest of liquid assets. No coiner tears have been carefully collected for over 12 years by plebs with an extraordinarily low time preference. From the tear ducts of Nouriel Rabini, Jamie Dimon, and even Peter Schiff, our plebs gather no coiner tears from the most 21-step filtration process.
idea what was going on though. So congrats for knowing it was even going on. So
that makes you a cool.
Yes, for sure.
I was not there, Brady. I also didn't go.
No, I couldn't make it. I was
washing my hair.
So, gents, let's talk about some Bitcoin. That's what we're here for. That's what we're all here for. And you guys have some great thoughts to share, I know. Boss, we'll start with you, man. We've been seeing some kind of crazy stuff in the markets lately. We've seen this big price dip. What do you think about the role that leverage has to play with this particular asset, since it's not as heavily regulated as other investable assets in that regard? Do you think it's a risk to Bitcoin? Is it going to stick and be here for, kind of here to stay? Are we going to have to live with that?
So great question. I'll just say this. As for the price of Bitcoin, it's still a rounding error in the context of where it's going to go in 20 years. So I always say to people, let's talk in 20 years. Yeah. Let's try not to worry about I'm not smart enough to tell you whether it's worth 25,000 or 65,000 right now, but in the long term, it'll be a rounding error. So the role that leverage plays in any market is substantial. And it was surprising if they blame that much on Bitcoin, on the leverage in Bitcoin for the price fall.
Yeah.
But it seems like a narrative that's gaining traction. Here's what I would say. The volatility of Bitcoin will reduce over time as the big institutions get involved. Also, the big investment banks get involved. Right now, if retail is using leverage, and unwisely so, that'll be filtered out of the system. What is the dangerous part is if the big institutions start using leverage, and I do not believe they will, over or not even close to some of the leverage that is supplied on the exchanges to the retail, the current retail investors. So I expect volatility will decrease when the big investment banks get involved. And when I say get involved, not just investing in it, but also making markets. Okay, so trust me, Goldman loves and will want to trade an asset like Bitcoin as their institutional accounts get involved. And when Goldman sees flows and Goldman feels they can make trade money off of flows, they're going to get in there. And the volatility, when Goldman gets involved, will decrease because it's not just exchange traded. It's when big money and principal traders are involved. So there's a play right now in an immature market, and that's what Bitcoin is right now, because after all, it's less than 20 years old. I know how old it is, but literally there's so much that's going to happen in the next 8 years that'll reduce leverage, reduce volatility, and increase participation. That I don't think we should overthink what's going on right now.
Okay, so you think it's just kind of peculiar to the size that Bitcoin is in this particular moment, this particular part of the
Bitcoin is bigger. Bitcoin's market value is bigger than the amount of capital that's allocated to stabilizing and trading it from the big investment bank's perspective.
Right.
Okay? As soon as you get some big insurance companies that own it and big hedge funds, bigger companies than Michael Saylor, Goldman will be there and they'll say, sure, you want to sell 25 million? Okay, I'll take your 25 million. I know I'm working on an order for another 75 million, let's say. And that's how liquidity is provided to the market. It smooths out price volatility, and it actually teaches accounts not to spray the street, not to run to JP Morgan with half an order and Goldman with half an order. And this is how all developed markets mature. I've seen it in high yield bonds. You see it in equities. You will see it in Bitcoin in the next 5 years, and that'll be healthy for the stability of Bitcoin as well as for the institutional adoption of Bitcoin.
Yep. That makes sense. Gary, do you have anything to weigh in there?
How do you add anything to that? That's pretty much got it covered. I mean,
Yeah. All right. Well,
he did a great job.
I mean, that's what he does. That's why he's here. But all right, Gary. So talk to me about the vibes this weekend. What have you? Tell me maybe a great conversation that you've had this weekend. Something you maybe learned or are inspired by.
I learned that people like Block Moon. I'm sure I knew they did. But this event, the thing about this event has been so great, are the events like this, the pre-party, the events that are going on outside of this event, where we have tons of Bitcoiners that are there partying. Ben took care of me last night.
Oh.
I never made such a good buddy. This guy took care of me.
We hung out.
Yeah, we hung out. What a great guy. He does better than just making a great website. I tell you, great guy here. But the vibe has been with the Bitcoiners that I've seen has been things like this that we're doing right now. Look at this tent. This tent is filled with Bitcoiners that want to hang out and talk with other Bitcoiners. There's a boatload of stuff to do here. There is so much stuff to do that if you're not here, you can't believe what's being built out here. And all these people are stuck in this hot tent because they want to be stuck in a hot tent to hang out with Bitcoiners. So I think that says it right there to me. Bitcoiners at any event are going to attract like magnets. And they're all going to come together and they're going to stick and they aren't moving. They don't care. And they're going to repel like a magnet, positive, negative, two positives, the shitcoiners that try to come in.
It's like, I like it. I like that analogy. It's like a magnet, sort of like the black hole, the gravitational force. It's not just sucking all the money in the world. It's sucking a bunch of people together, right? To be a
Jeff Booth. Jeff Booth is in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, Jeff? Yeah, Jeff can come hang out if he wants.
There he is.
All right, Ben. Let's hear, man. Let's hear from you. What have you been thinking about lately? I know you've been booking a bunch of guests and stuff. Who have you booked recently? What's one great episode that you're like a favorite episode of yours recently? What do you think about the Eric Weinstein episode? I've been hearing it talked about a lot.
We can do that. Listen, I like to focus on the positive. And Eric, he came on and he said that, listen, he doesn't like central bankers. He doesn't like inflation. And he supports Bitcoiners. That's what I'm taking away from the conversation. He spent a lot of time talking about what else we should be doing, right? Like he just got here, but he's going to tell us what we should be working on. And that's the part I didn't spend as much time listening to. Listen, he's got a big audience. I think he is a very smart guy. I don't agree with everything he said, but he supports what we're doing. He's fighting the same fight. And that's not something I've really heard from him before. So I'm really happy to hear that from him. And I'm really happy that he came on the pod and he got to at least say that. It's like if he's listening now, because I know he watched the Swan Signal. If he's listening now, I think he should work harder to work with us and help us in our mission rather than coming on and telling us what we should be doing, because we're trying to promote freedom. We're trying to promote sound money. We're trying to end central bank slavery and end inflation. So we're on his team, and him coming on and telling us that we're boring isn't productive. I don't think, maybe that's just my opinion, man. So I don't know, but
that's like my opinion, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. I have not listened to the episode yet, but a lot of people have talked to us about it. And boy, it's getting crazy. The light stopped working because it's like decibel levels. And all right, you got to drop that. There we go. People start yelling if it gets crazy. Anyway, so yeah, we're back. But I love listening to Ben rant, man. Ben can go.
Do you want me to start going?
Yeah, of course.
Man, inflation is raping the world, right? And like, not only that, but like also like the work that Alex Gladstein and Jack Mallers are doing to liberate people from just 12 and like helping each other and working together as a civilization.
Let's go.
Storing pricing information so that we can collaborate as a global civilization again. There's your rant, Brady.
Let's go, Ben. Bringing the heat. Did you all? God.
Well said, Ben.
Everyone's going to the bar and getting a celebratory drink.
Yes.
That's beautiful, man. Hey, what is the most exciting thing about Bitcoin for you? Just in general, what are you excited?
I'm so excited to meet the young kids, the kids that are 35 years and younger, including Gary. Honestly, I feel good about the future. I've been concerned about it in years past, and I feel really good. I'll pull out some names. I'll call out a kid from Canada, Nazer. I'll call up Jack Mallers. Yeah. I'll call out a guy that I just met, Stackmore Hodel from Turkey. I just met him in your tent here. Yeah. Okay, cool. These are kids that really want to change the world. Okay, and I have 3 kids. You heard this before. I feel guilty about the world I'm handing to them. Like we pulled forward a lot of our wealth, and my generation I'm talking. Bitcoin solves that. I I am never going to sell my Bitcoin. I'm going to transfer it to my children, and I believe it's a secure store of value. So seeing this conference in person, 57-year-old, is really exciting for me. Meeting guys like Ben, who, you know, I'm bringing from an old world money perspective. I've managed money institutionally over 30 years, and let me tell you, that industry needs this. It needs it more than it understands. I'll quote Parker Lewis from the previous thing today. He goes, "Why would you own any bonds?" Well, listen, I spent 30 years as a bond trader, and I agree with Parker. Why would you own bonds right now? You need to diversify into Bitcoin. Bonds are done. They are baked. It's thematics. Move your into store of value, and this is the future. And I see it here today. So
it's amazing. It's amazing, man. Wow. So, Gary, have you seen any of the speeches up there today?
No, I really don't watch the conferences. I just hang out in the hallways.
Yeah, you just hang out.
You know, watch all this stuff on YouTube later.
Of course.
Yeah. Fly all the way here to hang out and watch YouTube.
Yep, I hear.
So I'll come to this tent and hang out and sweat my brains out meeting these people.
Can't you feel the Gary? You're not getting the action, huh?
Yeah, is that what that? I thought breathing. But,
I mean, I'm getting it.
Me, I see no point in hanging out at a conference like this and watching the speaker when I can watch it later, and then I can meet people here for the first time, maybe that I've never met before. Find out what's going on, make friends. I've already made friends since I've been in Bitcoin that'll probably be I know forever. I mean, I only got like probably 10 years left, but I'll know them forever. I mean, and that's. To me, this is about one of the best things about it is the relationships, because you have people that have the same thought pattern about how we need to free the world, and we all have the same. You know, I've been doing this since I was protesting Vietnam. You know, and it took a long time to get people back protesting again. But now we're protesting with our wallets. You know, and that's as good as protesting out in the streets for Vietnam. So you got to show your support for this stuff. And that's what it's about to me, not sitting there. I can watch that later.
I hear you, man. How about you guys? Have you checked any of these? No, there's some big ones.
I did see all three of them this morning, starting with Parker Lewis on stage with Safe Dean, Dan Held. I believe, was that VJ that was the question, the moderator?
Yeah,
I think it might. And then we got Szabo, who gave a history of valuable, said some interesting things. One thing that stuck with me, he goes, we're going to have a parallel system, and I believe the same thing. We're going to have a Bitcoin system, and we're going to have a fiat system. He said, think of your fiat system as your checking account, and think of Bitcoin as your savings account. And you know what? It's a beautiful way of compartmentalizing the two parallel systems that will exist. Okay, and then I saw the big guy, Michael Saylor with Max, and that was classic. I mean, Saylor, again, I'll say it again, he's a walking mainframe computer that can actually speak English as well, which is really good, right? Because most mainframe computers like him don't speak English. I've gone to school with a lot of rocket scientists like him, and they lack the mathematics is the base layer of language, so he's got that one, but he's also got his second layer of language, which is a very eloquent of explaining things. So it was great. So I saw those three.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Sorry that I missed Szabo. I would like to have seen him in person instead of just on YouTube later, but I'm definitely looking forward to one. Brandon was just up here. Brandon Quittem. Yep. And he's told a fun little. He met Nick Szabo, I think, last night. Introduced himself to. I'm Brandon Quittem, and he's like, my name is Nick Szabo, and like, oh, okay, you're Nick Szabo. Just like, okay, he didn't recognize him. I mean, there's not that many photos out there, videos. Like, well, yeah, I'm the guy that wrote the mushroom article. Oh yeah. All right, well, talk to me. Tell me about how Bitcoin's like a mushroom. And they talked like 30 minutes. So it just, it's pretty cool. He's just like guy and wants to soak in any new idea. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, impressive, man.
Yeah. Ben.
Yo.
What's up? Have you seen any of these things? Have you been walking around? What have you seen at the conference so far?
Yeah, so like Greg, I got the magic speaker pass, so I can go backstage. So I was hanging about backstage a little bit, but I got to see Suarez. I got to see Ron Paul was amazing, dude. He ran 20 minutes over time, One of the organizers of the conference had the nerve to stop him, and he just kept going. And man, like, he's not even here to promote Bitcoin. He's here to promote freedom. And he knows that, like, he doesn't know if Bitcoin will win this. What he knows is the free market's going to fix this. And he came here to send the message of freedom. And his talk was really powerful for such a guy who's like getting a little bit older there. He is super bright and super, like, you know, he's on the right track. Like, he keeps saying over and over again, what we need to do is not complex, it's simple. But we just need to let people be free. And I got to see Zabo. That was amazing for me. His talk is actually pretty similar to the talk I'm going to give tomorrow, because it's about the same subject. Bitcoin fixes this, right? So that was really cool. People backstage. I don't know. I'm having a great time, dude.
Dude, I'm excited for you. You're going to be on the stage.
I'm going to be on one of the smaller stages.
Stack Sats?
No, I'm not even on that one. I'm on the agenda. It's the end of Fiat stage, but I haven't even found that stage yet. So we'll see how it goes. I'm bullish though.
That's going to be fun. You'll graduate up. Next year. You'll be on, you know.
Oh, I'm happy to be here, Brady. I'm just happy to be here, man.
Oh, it's happy to have you here. Happy to see you and the first time in person. We got to have a word for this, where we get to know people online really well.
Yes.
And feel like brothers, like family. And then you know, for years, and then you meet them for the first time in person. And this is a new thing. It's like
in-person Twitter is what this is.
This is in-person Twitter. And it's weird.
But no, it's weird,
awesome.
but there's a lot, yes. But awesome, because it brings back the social aspect, the true social aspect of it, right?
Yeah.
You know, you're there face to face, you're drinking a beer with face to face, and you're actually seeing people's body language. That is a form of communication as well. The people here carry themselves with confidence, which is really important. This is not about trying to build somebody up. This is about building a community. That's what this is. It's a community. It's crazy good.
Preach.
Yeah, it is, and it's special, right? It's I think we're all brought together by a sense of a cause, right? That is something that's important for the world in various ways. And if you guys had to put it, you know, in a word, and please expand on it, like, what to you is the most important thing Bitcoin will do for the world? Let's start with
you know, I'm going to say it's going to free us all. It's going to, you know, personally, which Greg was saying earlier, I have not only changed the future, I've changed my kids' futures, I've changed my grandkids' futures. We're talking generations possible. This is the first time ever of mankind that normal people have a chance to have generational wealth change. Yeah, sure, the rich have had it forever. The rich have controlled everything forever, but this is the first time regular people were able to take advantage of something and get on the train before the rich did.
Yeah, that's true.
There's going to be a lot of people in the world who are going to have generational wealth because they were smart to get on this train when it started out of the station. And they're hanging on no matter how many curves and how many broken tracks we see. They're hanging on to that train because they know where it's going. And it's going to the Citadel in the sky.
I love it. All right. Well, I mean, Bitcoin fixes everything. There's the meme, but whatever. It's, you know, we can't trust hyperbole, but it does fix a lot. And Greg, what do you think is to you the most inspiring thing that Bitcoin will fix in the world?
So it'll provide equality. There'll be a wealth transfer from the haves to the less fortunate. That's a valuable thing. It's also a healthy thing. This is programmable money. Okay, for the first time in our history, this just isn't a store of value. It's a program. It's the base layer of smart contracts, the Lightning Network. We're just getting started. So this is a technology that will take us hockey stick nature from, I grew up in 1963, born in 1960. There was this thing called the calculator that was, it was a mechanical calculator developed by a guy who was in a Nazi concentration camp called Kurt Herzog. It's called the Kurta calculator. You guys have to look it up. But that was the mechanical calculator of choice when I was 1 or 2 years old. Then when I went to school, there's something called an HP 12C. It was a Hewlett Packard 12C reverse programmable calculator. That was in 1988. Then we got the personal computer. Now we have programmable money, guys, and you'll just see the hockey, the advancement. What used to take 30 years will now take 3 years. This is exciting technological advance I've seen. Programmable money. So embrace it. It will change the world. I'm confident in saying that it will change the world.
It's a beautiful thing. Thank you, sir. Jan Pritzker is a gentleman and a scholar.
This is Jan. I didn't even notice.
This is Jan, co-founder
Jan
and CTO of Inventing Bitcoin.
Yes, please.
Where he describes about how he invented Bitcoin.
That's a great book if you want to orange pill somebody. That's one of the first books you need to get.
Yeah, it's a great book.
It's a great book.
Great
Best
book.
Best introduction to the Bitcoin system there is, easily, bar none. And I think it's important, you know. Once you got the money side of thing, the tech side of thing. Once you kind of get the money thing, I think that's the entry point. WTF in 1971. That's the entry point to me. But then it is to understand the tech. 100-page book, 120 pages, I think it is.
Correct, yeah.
And it's just a great overview from a guy who has been working in tech for 20 years and founding tech companies for 20 years. He's an amazing person too, and humble enough to bring us some water.
And Brady, how do we get that book?
Oh yeah, Bitcoin.com/free book. Thank you for asking.
You're welcome.
PDF, Kindle, MP3, read by Guy Swan, who's sitting right there behind the camera.
Brady, I have an answer to the question, but Greg kind of stole my answer.
Oh yeah, well you gotta take something else. There's all kinds of things to choose.
Well, my answer was fairness, right? And he said equality, right? So I think that's very similar. But like, I want to answer anyway because I think that technology brings fairness to people, right? Like you listen to Breedlove talk about the logic of violence and that the knight used to rule the world, and then there were, guns would change the logic of all stuff. But what Bitcoin is, it just makes a fair system where the rules are fair, right? That nobody can mess with it, right? That's what the fuck happened in 1971 is somebody changed the rules, and that's fucking wrong, dude. You don't get to like make up the rules for civilization just because you sit in some chair. Like fuck that. I want a fair system where we get to work within the rules that we agree to, you know?
Hell yes. Oh man, this has been a great panel. I'm looking around to see if anybody see Rodolfo
I haven't seen it.
or Sessions. NVK or Sessions, if you're around out there, you're due up. In the meantime, we're just gonna roll. Ben, dude, you're on fire.
Am I literally on fire? Do we need water?
We need somebody to get some help for this guy over here. On poured over Ben said.
I just get passionate about like making things better. I don't know why I have to I feel like I have to get loud about it because it doesn't seem like enough people are on that train, you know?
Back to the train. See, that's a good thing, that train.
See metaphors in the Bitcoin world, right? I mean, we hear the train on the tracks. We got Quidam's mushrooms. We've got
math is hard. I love that from Mark Yusko. Math is hard. Math is hard. It's all math. Math is the base layer of language. So don't fear it.
It's beautiful.
Brady, how are you doing? Like, what's going on with you, bro? Like, you keep asking all these people. We want to know how you're doing, bro.
I'm great, man. I'm fantastic, brother. This is also amazing for me to be here and meet everybody. And I don't know, like Squad are the first in person as well.
How about the last time, or the one time I was on Brady's podcast, and you happened to see this, and a thunderstorm rolled through Kansas City.
Yeah.
So he got cut off, and then it was Jeff Booth and I just sitting there like, so now what do we do? And we carried on the conversation until, because you weren't on it, it finally capped out or tapped out itself, right?
Yeah.
But the final thing I said was, well, it'll be a cascade and then bing, bang, bong or something like that. And then the whole podcast ended right there. It was like it was perfectly from the gods.
It was the best end of a podcast ever.
Yeah.
And lots of people said so. And if you haven't seen it, you've got to go find Swan Signal Live with Greg and Jeff. And just watch through to the end. The stream cuts off and Jeff's just like literally dropping bombs.
Yeah.
Cuts out the stream. It's so good.
So NVK's coming on. He's a Canadian that I've never met, and I hope he's here. I would look forward to seeing him. Meeting him in person.
We'll see. I don't know. He's gonna make it on. There's Mr. Alan Farrington. Yeah.
He just got off the stage.
He just got off the stage, man. He just got off the stage.
Let's work.
Hello.
Let's work Alex in.
Exhausted.
Yeah, it was a great
haul as well.
Yeah.
It's not hot.
Hotter here than England.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or Canada, Alan. I'm Greg Foss, man. I've seen your stuff. Nicely done. Nice to meet you.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't.
Did you hear that? Did you hear what he said?
Apparently, Alan works for Swan.
Brady, did you hear that?
I didn't
Apparently,
know that.
Alan works for Swan now.
Yeah,
that was a good get, Brady.
Yeah, we hired Alan last night.
I can't wait to see what you do, man. You always surprise me. Okay. I'm Ben.
All right. I don't see these dudes. That's fine. Whatever. We should work Alan in though.
Okay, here, Alan, come and take my.
Yeah, let's get Alan. You can take Greg or Gary or Greg. Wanna jump up? Gary's gonna take a break. Hang out, Foss. And we're gonna keep watch out for BTC sessions and NVK. If you guys see those dudes pass by out there, send them into tent. All right. So we're gonna keep going with Greg Foss and Ben Prentice, who's been dropping the fire, and he's on a streak. We got to keep him alive here. And Mr. Alan Farrington, who's gonna sit down in a minute.
He's doing some Swan Bitcoin promo for you guys.
Yeah. So Alan is
30 years I was looking for the solution, and
more of a story there, though, right? Like, why did it still exist?
And it still exists, but
What
Bitcoin's
happened, and what was the bullshit way they got out of that?
they haven't. They've just transferred leverage. Eventually, it all ends up government balance sheets, and that's where it is right now. So they continually transfer leverage in the financial system.
They borrowed their way out of debt.
They have
Very clever.
There they go. They have the printer of last resort, right? They have the printer of last.
All right, we got a new. We got a new Canadian at the.
I look at my. I thought it was, anyway.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Mystery Man.
What's up, Ben?
Yeah, good to see you.
Better known as BTC Sessions, of course.
Indeed.
Also a Canadian, sit next to Foss. And
I'm sorry, I can't hear you, Greg.
Okay.
Into the mic, Greg.
Okay, so I'm just has Ben had? I know your wife was pregnant, and now your child.
We are second. And
Okay.
He's 2 months old now.
Congratulations, man. That's
Bullish on new Bitcoiners.
there you go. Beautiful. I've been honored to be on Ben's show as well. So I'm gonna duck out. I'm gonna leave it to these two smart guys.
Excellent. Thanks for your time, buddy.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm thinking I'm doing it with Surfer Jim, who I'm looking forward to.
That's going to be a fun pairing.
Okay,
man.
so guys, rip it up,
Please, come on,
and I love Swan Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin conference. Thank you from Canada with all the bottom of my heart. Okay.
Thanks for your time, buddy. We'll see you. All right.
I had no idea he was going to sing. Can I come back and can we sing?
Yeah, man, we can sing.
Wonderful.
Are you leading us? What are we singing?
No, I don't mean right now. I mean when the minstrel's on.
Oh, yes, the minstrel will be on. Yes,
Yeah.
of course we'll be singing.
Good.
Yes. We have all sorts of little surprises here at this one.
I actually cut from an earlier draft of my talk, a Ballad of Surfer Jim sing-along. Just fun fact. Because I ran a poll on Twitter, and the yes, you should do it actually won the poll, but not only did it win by a alarmingly slim margin, hardly anybody
side chat with Matt Corello an hour ago or something.
How'd it go?
I think it went okay. We probably missed some spots in retrospect, but I think it was good enough. We spoke about Bitcoin upgrades, soft forks, how these ideas have developed, so what trade-offs are involved there, how we move forward, if there's even a solution to this problem, or is Bitcoin just energy? We have to figure it out and fight about it every time, and that's just the nature of the beast. Yeah, it was interesting. I'm speaking to another fireside. Is my mic working properly?
Yeah, you're good.
All right, cool.
You have to kind of brush it with your mouth.
Yeah, you do. Have to,
kiss it.
You have to get kind of.
All right. Another fireside chat with Steve Lee, the green energy transition tomorrow. Work to that as well. Other than that, yeah.
Awesome, man. That's fantastic.
Meeting cool people at dinners and.
Yeah, absolutely. This is what it's all about, and it's. I mean, I haven't been outside of this tent since like 2.5 hours ago, but I feel just the energy, like it's picking up. Are there thousands and thousands of people here now?
It's wild, dude. Like,
yeah, I don't know how many people there are now.
5,000, 6,000. I mean, the line was 3 hours long for a while. I hope they got some more like capacity. Maybe they need some bigger blocks.
When I got in, there wasn't much of a line anymore.
Good.
I was here around 10, I think.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
You nearly cleared the mempool.
What's that?
We nearly cleared the mempool. Yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah, there you go.
it's been pretty solid. Like the talks, like the.
You've got your own ventilator right here.
I do.
That's
I
smart.
stole it. I this must be Brecky's.
That's so smart.
Do you want a little bit of this?
Yes.
There you go.
And even and
you know,
nice.
the dynamic with and Matt Kaiser.
Did you see them enter the stage?
Yeah.
That was like a rock star welcome. The whole crowd just jumps up and started screaming.
Also, I was wondering if Max would like rein it in a little bit and because it's so much of a contrast between him and Sailor. Like Mr. like calculated. I know what I'm saying. Like everything is and then like Max and his tangents.
Good from the hip.
Yeah, how do you have those coincide? And it